Black love. Okay. Here's my take on what black love is, because once again, I hear too many people use it, but they have this unrealistic viewpoint on what it is. And the sad thing is, their viewpoint, not only is it unrealistic, but it's damaging, extremely damaging. Okay? It's one thing to be wrong, but you being wrong, to be wrong, and it's causing even more damage, it's a real issue. Now, first of all, I'm going to start off with my take on what black love is. As a black person in America, male or female, you are at war. Okay? You are trying to stay spiritually, economically, and culturally, sound. Okay? Culturally strong, economically strong, spiritually strong, right? That's what you're trying to do. Because by default, America wants to strip that away from you. Okay? And I'm not even talking about individual people. I'm talking about the very system that we're all born into is meant to keep you as a black person at the bottom. It is what it is. When you live in a capitalist society, you have to have somebody at the bottom. Somebody has to be on the bottom of the pyramid. So the way America is set up, by default, it's meant to keep you at the bottom. So your war, okay, is to stay strong, to break that. So as a black man, as a black woman, that is something that you have to learn how to do on your own. That is the fight that no one else can fight for you. Right? I can't help you, fight off your enemy when I have an enemy on my back. Okay? You have to be able to do it on your own. Now, for me, black love is when two people can come together who can already fight on their own. Will you have moments of weakness? Of course you will. Okay? No one is saying that you're going to have to be perfect and strong. So us coming together is more so that we can have the whole idea of two fists being better than one, but also somebody's there that, can watch my back when, I may be slipping and vice versa. To me, that is what black love is. Coming together and combining forces. So no one is the victim. No one feels like they're the victim. No one feels like they're helpless. Right? It's this whole idea that we're both strong, but even in our strongness, we can still be weak. We can still be God. Somebody can still infiltrate us. So it's better to have another set of eyes that will watch my back, and I can do the same for her or for him. Right? To me, that is what black love is. But the way it is defined now, here's the definition of black love. As a black woman, you're beat down and you're downtrodden, so no one can get mad at you if you react in a damaging way, right? Because it's not your fault. Society has beat you down. The black man has beat you down, or somebody has beat you down. So however you react, no one can fault you. And B, as a black man, the world is just given to you. You have no problems whatsoever. Okay, so it's up to you to come rescue us. You are the prince, like in Sleeping Beauty, you're the prince and you have everything given to you, and you're supposed to come in with your sword and your shield and rescue us because we can't defend for ourselves. And it's damaging, because it tells the women that they're helpless. It tells the women that you yourself, by yourself, you can't take care of yourself spiritually or emotionally. Economically, maybe. Right? Financially, maybe. But for the most part, it tells them that you can't be strong on your own. So, if you do fall short, don't worry about it. It's not because of you. It's because of society. And B, as a black man, you have it all together. There's nothing wrong with you. So it's up to you to come through and save the black woman because you have a cakewalk. You have no major obstacles in your life. Right? And this is damaging. And I think the women don't really understand how much this affects black men when the women come on and act as if we don't have a problem or we don't have any sort of issue. Because for me, the women, once again, take too much, they read too much into the whole idea that there's less of us, less of us and more of them. What does that mean outside of black dating? What does that mean for my grades? What does that mean for my bank account? What does that mean for my spirituality? What does that mean for my fight in America in terms of trying to stay, spiritually, culturally, economically sound? What does it mean? Right? it doesn't give me a job. Think about it. Am I going to go to an employer and say, hey, guess what? There's less black men and more black women. Hey, give me a job? No. Do they care? Am I going to get the grade that I need or the GPA I need to, maybe open up some doors for me because there's less of us and more of y'all? No. So the fact that the women feel like we have it easier is detrimental. It really is detrimental. And I always get upset, right, when I'll have a conversation with another minority woman, not even on some hollering. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about dating. I'm just talking about on a professional sort of basis. So whether it's in a classroom setting or some workshop or some seminar where I'm talking to another minority woman, whether she's Mexican, Indian, Hispanic, and they're able to talk about the hardships that they face and that their men face in terms of competing in dominant white America, especially when it comes to academics and when it comes to employment. So they're able to understand that, yeah, we both have it hard. And a lot of them are not even ashamed or embarrassed to say that their men have it hard. And a lot of them are so mindful of what other black men have to go through as well. I've had any woman ask me, so what are some of the issues that you had to face, being a black male in this environment? This is coming from another minority's mouth. And they understand this because their men have similar issues as well. And I get upset because when we get to our women, the women want to act as if we have everything handed to us. On one end, they're doing so well, right? And, they're off in corporate America and they're successful and they have this, that, and the third. And we need to step our game up. But then it gets switched around to the whole idea that we have it easier. It gets really annoying and it's just like, it's very damaging. And to me, it's one of those things that you just can't easily repair. I'm sorry isn't going to really cut it. All the shit that brothers go through, that I go through, or that even brothers have shared with me on YouTube, and I'm thankful for that. I'm like, wow. You've really been through some shit. And the shit that sisters share with me as well in terms of some of the issues that they had to face. And I'm like, wow. She really had to triumph over a lot of bullshit. So to see that there's this miscommunication where the women feel like somehow we have it easier, it's damaging. So in terms of how you guys define black love, think about that. What's it going to do? You assume that we have it easier and that we're supposed to come to your rescue. No. Like I said before, my definition accounts for the hardships that the men go through and that the women go through. And what I'm trying to say is you have to do it on your own. You have to fight that fight on your own. So that if we come together, we are that much stronger. And, we can back each other up in times of need. But we know, 95% of the time, she's going to be able to handle her business. And 95% of the time, I'm going to be able to handle my business. And that for that 5%, chance that I do mess up, she's there to kind of, be my insurance policy and vice versa. That's what black love truly is. There's no victim. There's no victim, and there's no a glorious black man who has no sort of real issue in his life. What kills me is, a lot of the women run with this idea that black men have it easier just because they can turn on the TV and see like a Tracy Morgan or some Morris Chestnut guy, and they represent black men and they're fully black, right? What does that matter? What does 50 Cent do for me? Yeah, he's, full black features, African features. What does that do for me? How does 50 Cent give me a job? I understand that, when they show y'all, they like to use biracial or mixed women, okay? But the fact that we have 50 Cent or Tracy Morgan acting like a coon in a movie, what does that do for me? But the black woman will see this and all of a sudden act as if we have it easier. Look. You guys get to be shown on TV, and they don't use biracial men to display what a black man is. They're not using mixed black men. But okay, but how are they showing those men? shit, I wish they would, use a biracial black man as a drug dealer. Make my life easier. Yeah, go ahead. Cast Boris Kodjoe as some drug czar. You know what I mean? That makes my life a whole lot easier. But they don't. So once again, I haven't received any piece of evidence to support this whole idea that black men, have it easier. Right? I really haven't. So in regards to black love, that's my take. That's my feelings. It is what it is. So y'all take it easy. Tell me how you feel. God bless.